Welcome back to the Race Strategy Society. This weekend, it is round 13 of the 2025 Formula One season, and we're heading to the tight, twisty, technical track of Hungaroring. They call it Monaco without the walls. Why? Because qualifying is king and track position is golden. And strategy has to be flexible and fast. Let's talk about the circuit. Just over 4.3 kilometers, 70 laps, 14 corners, and barely a proper straight. You need high downforce, you need rhythm. And if you get stuck behind someone, you'll need a miracle or a really great plan. Sector 2 is where the lap is made or lost and where the tires start crying for help, especially in the heat. Now, let's talk about those tyres. For 2025, Pirelli have brought the C3 as the hard, the C4 as the medium, and the C5 as the soft. That C5 soft is probably just a qualifying tool, not really a racing tyre. I wouldn't expect it to last long in the battle. The C4 medium is the workhorse. Usually it degrades around 600ths per lap, but in 2022, after a damp start, it grained hard up to 0.18 seconds per lap. The C3 hard, rock solid, stable, about 400 seconds per lap deg. It's the compound you're going to lean on when you need tyre life. So, is the one stop possible? Technically, yes. C4 to C3 or the reverse, but the limit isn't just deg, it's tyre life. You're pushing the C4 to the lap, 25 maximum, and you need the C3 to last about 40 laps. And that's a stretch, which is why most teams will plan for 2 stops and then stay ready to adapt. Now, let's go back because Budapest has form when it comes to strategy. 2019, Hamilton versus Verstappen. Max leads on a 1-stop. Mercedes pit Lewis for a 2nd stop. He comes out 20 seconds behind, but then hunts Max down. With 3 laps to go, Lewis passes. Max's tyres were finished. Lesson: fresh tyres can win races here, if you have the pace. But track position still rules the tree. 2021, Ricciardo's undercut, Ocon's win. The turn 1 chaos reshuffled the deck, but it was the early stops and clean air that sealed the result. 2022, Russell pits early, Ferrari gambles on hards, it didn't work. The tyre delta was too big. Russell gained, Charles fell back. 2023, Piastri versus Norris. Piastri boxes first but hits traffic. Norris stays out, runs in clear air and jumps him. It was textbook undercut failure. And then the most dominant strategy of all, 2023 and 1998, win with pure pace. Max simply drove away. Flawless execution on a medium-hard, medium strategy. It mirrored 1998 Schumacher, Ferrari, Brawn, out-qualified, out-paced. So Brawn calls for a 3-stop and says, Michael, you have 19 laps to pull out 25 seconds. Schumacher replies, okay, thank you. Still one of the greatest strategy goals in F1 history. For McLaren in 2025, the lesson kind of clear. If you have the pace, use it. Because around here, strategy can make the difference, but being fast sure makes it easier. Let's quickly hit setup. Rear wing, maximum downforce. Ride height, low but soft enough for the curbs. Cooling, critical. Slow corners here, the brakes and the power unit fast. Rhythm in sector 2 is vital. Lose balance there and you destroy your tyres. Now for the weather forecast. At the moment, Friday is looking 28 degrees and sunny. Saturday, cloudier with a 40% chance of showers. And then Sunday, a little cooler, 24 degrees and a 30% risk for the race start. So therefore, it could be dry, it could be chaos. Budapest always leaves the door open for strategy curveballs. Oh, and fun fact, in 2021, one strategist used a COVID-isolated colleague in a Budapest hotel window to help live spot rain on a race day. Now that is what I call remote working. So what should you look out for? Well, around lap 15 to 20 is the crunch point. The C4 tyres may fade and undercut windows open up. Safety cars or virtual safety cars, pit loss drops down from 20 to 12 seconds to expect opportunities. And weather crossover, it's not just about deciding tyres, it's about timing when to switch if we get rain. And finally, overtaking is tough. Turn 1s, turn 2, maybe turn 12, but really it's strategy and pace that reshuffles the deck here. That is your Race Strategy Society briefing for the Hungarian Grand Prix. If you found that helpful, hit the like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow F1 nerds. And if you want these briefings in your inbox before and after every race, the link is in the description. I'll be back in the paddock with F1 TV this weekend, and I'll be watching the strategy calls closely. Catch you after the race.